Hey guys, Fred here, Lightspeed Construction. Doing a roof inspection up here in Weaverville / Asheville area. Roof has some issues for sure. So I'm gonna be kind of going over them and then pausing the video, moving over the roof, and then back and forth. So the video will cut, play, cut, play. So first thing I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna flip the camera around real quick, is the flat on the chimney, and it's the same one on this, same thing on this chimney over here. There's not step flashing. There is step flashing, but it's not underneath every single one, and it should be underneath all of them. As you can see, that should, whoa. And look how brittle those shingles are. I just barely lifted that up, and that shingle cracked. These are really old shingles, so it looks like this step flashing was installed, and then the shingles were installed on top of it instead of underneath every single shingle. So that's the first thing I found, and not to mention that these, the shingles, they're just so brittle. They're very, very old. They don't look too old, but they're very old. Another thing is this valley. You got water coming down this roof, and they did good by not putting nails, right here in the valley, which you don't want to do. But they nailed way. Let me zoom back. Here we go. They nailed like way back over here, and so you can literally like lift this entire thing up. One good wind underneath that, it grabs a hold of it, that whole thing's gone. Not to mention the water that rolls underneath here. As you can see, oh come on, right here is an opening. That's tar paper right there. Water gets underneath this part and goes underneath the roof, it will cause a leak. So yeah, like I said, it does that all the way up through there. That's way looser than it should be. Extreme, way looser. These pipe boots really need the shingles cut out to let them drain properly. Shingles should be cut right here. That way that water comes down and drains out. It doesn't drain under the shingle, and get those rust those nails out. This is a very, very weird section right here. Don't know, this is very weird. As you can see, I guess it's about the only thing they could have done, unless they, put a piece of wood from here down there, made a continuous slope. Same with over here, put a wood here and kind of sloped it down off that angle. But as you can see, shingles aren't really meant to be bent like that. These will eventually crack and break at some point. Is that a nail? No, it's a bug. So yeah, that's, it's not leaking, but it is concerning that it will crack at some point and break. We'll hop up over here. And as you can see, a lot of this debris has gone underneath under the edge of this, and it's caused these shingles to kind of curl. Not sure if you can see that, how the shingles, they actually curl up like this a good bit too. It goes from, I would say, it probably curls up a good 3/4 of an inch. So, and then as you can see, that's not good. There was a nail pop over here, but the thing is, it's not a regular nail. It's not a roofing nail. That's what's holding the shingle up. As you can see, the nail sticking through right there. Lift up. That is actually a framing. Oops, sorry, that's a frame. Sorry, it's actually a framing nail. So that's gonna leak. Looks like there's a piece of wood sticking up right here. It's very soft in here, but it's not rotted. I don't know what's. I know what's going on, but it's not rotted. Feels like there's too big of a gap. Basically, from like here. Come on now. From this rafter all the way over to here to this rafter, and there's nothing in between, so it's kind of sagging. Not to mention that, if you can't see that, this from this rafter over to this one, this section of the roof is actually drooping down, which means there's some structural issues going on here for sure. I'll go up here. It's a little easier to see from up here, but it's still not great. If you look right here, see, it's hard to tell, but basically from right there over to here, the roof starts to fall that way. It's very hard to tell, but from right here over here, the roof is actually drooping down. It really needs to be somehow lifted back up, make it flat across, and supported in some way, shape, or form, because right now that's very bad, and it's causing a belly. It's causing a small belly down there, as well as up here, and water can get in the shingles when it creates kind of like a belly like that. You can see shingles are in bad shape. I mean, they're just in really, really rough shape through here. And there's several sections like that. They've tarred it. You can see they put all this roofing cement or roof tar on this. And there's flashing up underneath there. You can see it. But, there we go. You can see it, but I bet it's the same as the other side. And they're not underneath every single shingle like it should be. And that's why they tarred it, because it was probably leaking. And as you can see, it's separated. I mean, like, separated a lot. So water's definitely getting in there, and it's probably saturating the wood, at least, you know, getting it damp. But yeah, these shingles are in rough shape. You can see how bad that is. Tons of granule loss. You can see fiberglass right through it. So, okay, I'm gonna pause it real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that was actually that's about everything. All the pipe really need to have those sections cut out to where they can drain right. These shingles should really be replaced around both of the chimneys and be flashed correctly with the step flashing. I did notice they put step flashing right here as well. And as you can see, there's a piece right there, and there's a piece right here. That these pieces should line up with the shingles. So that piece of step flashing should come down to right about here. Oops, sorry. That piece should come down to right about here, just above the bottom. That way, when you lifted this up, you'd be able to see. Oh crud! You'd be able to see that there's a step flashing underneath it, but that's not the case. There is no step flashing. I mean, there is, but it's underneath all of the shingles. So once water gets in there, it can drain right under the shingles. And it's like that on both sides, down these sides, this side as well. And like I said, can't see it on that one due to all the roofing cement and roofing tar on it, but I would say that's why it was done like that. They put all that tar on there because it was leaking. Maybe you can see it from right here. Hold on. So right there, there's a belly in the roof. All the way up. The higher it goes, the less it gets bad, but further it comes down, the worse it gets. And that's because can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Look at that. See how right there it droops off? So the roof is sagging past this rafter right here. It starts to sag. As you can see in the video, it's kind of, if I go like this, you can't even see the other side of the roof because it's literally drooped down so far. I come up, you can see that. Right here, you should be able to see all the way across all the shingles. But as I come up, you can see how they're falling down the other side. Hopefully that makes sense. Alright guys, well, I appreciate you watching the video, and stay tuned for more content, and we will see you next time. Thanks guys, bye.